Greetings, Aridif. Thank you so much for being here, both you and Treb. We love you guys so, so much.
Yes, it is a great pleasure to co-create with you, and you are loved.
Thank you so much. You are loved very deeply. All right.
Yes, thank you. So let us first dive in to the concept of 2016 and your fourth density ship. Before diving into this construct, one must understand what fourth density energy is. Now, knowing what the fourth density is going to be perception-oriented by all of you. Some of you imagine fourth density as a great instant manifestation of shifting dimensional energy, creating a dreamlike experience in your physical reality. Others of you perceive it as growing and expansion of your heart chakra. Now, both of these have connotations that are accurate, correct, and resonant. Some of these are a bit misinterpreted, depending on your own personal experience. And what we mean by this is just as in your everyday creation, as all of you think, believe, and act, you have created your own specific matrix, a paradigm in which you yourself experience, create, and co-create with others. Within that construct, although you share a co-created collective consciousness, this means that your own experience is self-interpreted, self-realized, and self-perceived. When you create with others, they are creating partially with you, therefore sharing that perception, that manifestation of that specific situation. But even within their perception ship, it is much different than your own. This is what we have expressed by detailing that if 4 people see a car accident and 2 people are involved, these are 6 different entities, all perceiving, experiencing, and actually manifesting completely different experiences. Some perceive it as one driver's fault, the others the other. Then the 2 entities within the accident both are experiencing their own personal perspective of that accident. This means that an accident was co-created amongst 6 entities, but it also means all 6 of them have a complete different perception, a complete different manifestational part of that energy, and a complete different reality involved within their own experience and within their own perceptionary lines. So what we can express to you, when you think of fourth density, what do you desire it to be? Can it be where you are in a dream state-like reality, where you can travel backwards and forwards through time? The answer is it can be. You can manifest fourth density in that version. But for the mass majority of the collective consciousness, this in your lifetimes will be more an expression of entering the heart chakra, mastering the heart chakra. In our own perception, in the collective consciousness that all of you are in this moment, the manifestation of fourth density has already come to fruition. That energy was entered in the precipice of 2012 energy, what most of you call your equinoxes and what most of you call your perception-based December 21st area of that year. In that year, in that time period of December 21st, all of you enter the threshold of fourth density consciousness. Most of you have not experienced a fourth density version of reality for more than a few moments at a time, a day at a time, perhaps a few days together at a time. Why is this? Why are you in the fourth density and not getting the experience that you have so hoped for, that you have desired? Because your collective consciousness is not in the fourth density in their mindset. They are not in the fourth density in their own expressions of consciousness as you co-create with one another. You watch your news upon the television, you see stories of those fighting, going to war, not agreeing, dividing themselves. That is not what fourth density is. Fourth density is an expression where you learn relationship orientation. You learn the mastery of the orientation of your fourth chakra, your heart chakra. Now we understand, Rob shared a great deal about what relationships mean to him, and these ideas are in alignment with what we would express in this time. His expression of alignment comes from his working with us, seeing the perceptions that we have shared, and agreeing within his own interpretation that that in itself is the definition of relationships. When we say relationships, we do not mean the expression of your energy connecting with another human. That is a small portion, a small percentage, and a small part of the overall idea of what relationships are. When we perceive relationships, you have a great deal of many relationship varieties in each and every one of your existences. When we perceive relationships, we define your relationship with others, your relationship with yourself, your relationship to your environment, your relationship to your experiences, beliefs, thoughts, actions, continuing. There are truly infinite amounts of relationships in which you can experience. All of them is how you and your consciousness and perception connect to those ideals, how you yourself experience the integration of those entities with yourself, of those experiences, thoughts, perceptions with yourself. The more that you go into an experience, the more that you let it be a part of you, the more you have opened your heart chakra to that experience. Does fourth density mean that all of you will be able to love everything unconditionally? Yes, but this experience is part of the evolution. Because you have been manipulated in your DNA, it slowed down your initial connection from third to fourth density because it sped up your connection from second to third density. So by slowing that down, you have already crossed the threshold of energy. But the perception that follows is not in alignment with fourth density in the way that all of you have perceived fourth density to be. You have had many teachers tell you fourth density is about complete connection and love, perfect lives, no adversity at all. But in our perception, fourth density, even in those whose collective consciousness can and will connect with one another, still have adversities, just in different forms. Going through your physical reality in all densities will show you and manifest adversities to what your experience are. And we are not saying that your lifetimes in physical reality will be hard. What we are saying, when you are working through physical reality, you will always have an opportunity and experience to learn and expand. That is what adversity is. In the form you choose upon your Earth collective consciousness, many of these adversities become difficult for you, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually draining. But after coming out of those adversities, what occurs within the majority of you? The ones who do not hold that experience personal, do not keep that energy within your own heart and carry it beyond that now moment. It becomes one of the greatest lessons of alignment, one of the greatest experiences for you all to learn, and one of the greatest experiences for your growth and expansion. All of you are in the fourth density now. All of you will continue being in the fourth density. But when you activate a more full fourth density lifestyle is up to you. You may choose to shift your reality into a collective consciousness that is already living, highly designed fourth density consciousness, where there are no countries, religions, or ideals that make you feel separate from one another, where even those who speak another language or speak another idealistic mindset, you can still find your connection to them. The opening of your experience towards those relationships is what is important. Knowing that there will be no magical shift that occurs outside of you without one occurring within you is the idea that we wish to share. The majority of you will live the entirety of this life going back and forth from third to fourth density, experiencing the parts of your energy that show you the physical reality that you are used to. Your physical reality will not shift in the way that some of you are thinking. You will not be able to instantly fly just because a certain time mark or a certain ideal is played out within the collective consciousness. You must first work in your own consciousness to overcome your belief systems about what physical reality is, your belief systems about how humans can fly, your actions and excitements within the ideal of flying across the entirety of your planet without those limitations. But each of you can experience what it is you desire. There are no limitations when it comes to expansion of consciousness. The only limitation is the one that you perceive within you. So go forth into that full density, knowing that if I place no expectations, I truly live within myself at the highest excitement, and I act upon those excitements while feeding those excitements great thoughts of excitement and reiterations of that excitement, you will be able to manifest the least resistant, most expansive version of the fourth density. If most of you reincarnate into the Earth Collective, the next lifetime that you experience will not be the same that you experience now. It will be in a collective consciousness that is much less resistant to the idea of connection, one that is less based in certain individual ideals versus one another, compared to the construct of allowing one another to have your individual and fully accepting another for the difference that they show. That version of your life, each time you reincarnate into this reality, will show you lesser and lesser versions. Once the entirety of mankind or humanity ends the fourth density or is at the end of fourth density, what will have occurred then is that each and every one of you will truly be a part of a collective consciousness, that each and every one of you will allow your hearts to connect to one another without judgment. You will truly be a co-created collective that is in sync with one another. At that point, you will then move into your fifth density. That is where most of you are perceiving your abilities for instant manifestation, synchronicities causing instant manifestation. Then, as building yourself into the fifth density, you will start integrating the ability to shift your physical presence, to manipulate energy so that you understand consciousness created with technology. Your technology through fourth density will build. In fourth density is where the majority of entities learn how to leave their planet and go to other planetary collective consciousnesses and connect with them in a fuller sense, not just one or two groups of small people that get to see into the reality of the galaxy, but all of you collectively. We wish to express these concepts as we understand it has been a great point of excitement, but also a great point of confusion and fear for many of you. Thank you.